Hey everyone, it's Martin. I'm back with another video, and this is my instant reaction to the 2022 Men's NCAA Tournament Bracket Reveal. In this video, I'll be breaking down matchups to watch in each region. I'll give you 3 teams out of the 16 in each region that I think are the most likely to make the Final Four based on how the bracket looks. And then I'll give you 1 team from each division that I think could win the whole dang thing. Here we go. So matchups to watch in the West, where Gonzaga is the number 1 seed. First, you got to start with Boise State, the 8 seed, and Memphis, the 9 seed. Then there's UConn, the 5 seed, versus New Mexico State, the 12 seed. That should be a fantastic matchup. Also, the 4 seed versus the 13 seed, Arkansas versus Vermont, should be pretty good too. Alabama versus Rutgers and Notre Dame is definitely one to watch. And Michigan State versus Davidson. That's 7 seed Michigan State versus 10th seeded Davidson. The 3 teams I think that could make the Final Four in order of how likely they are to make the Final Four. I think number 1, you got to go with Gonzaga. Number 2, I would go with Texas Tech. And number 3, I'll go with Arkansas. I don't like Duke just because of all the pressure they have on them. And I think UConn, the 5 seed, has a very difficult matchup. And then even if they do get past that, they'll have another difficult matchup against Arkansas. So now we go to the South, the other side of the bracket, where Arizona is the number 1 seed. They'll play the winner of Wright State and Bryant in the first round. Matchups to watch here, Seton Hall, TCU. This might be my favorite 8-9 matchup. I think this is going to be a phenomenal game. And then the 5 seed versus the 12th seed, Houston versus UAB should be fantastic. The 4 seed versus the 13 seed, Illinois versus Chattanooga should be another good matchup. Then you got the 6th seeded Colorado State versus 11th seed Michigan. That should be really good. 3 seed Tennessee versus 14 seed Longwood. Tennessee should win that. Ohio State, the 7 seed versus Loyola Chicago, the 10 seed. Should be good. And number 2 Villanova versus number 15 Delaware. Villanova should win that comfortably. As for the teams that I think are most likely to make the Final Four from here, number 1 is Arizona. I think they should be able to run this division relatively easily. But if they don't make it, I think you got to look at Tennessee as the second most likely team to make the Final Four. And third, I'm going to do a little bit of an off-the-radar pick here. I'm going to go with Loyola Chicago, the 10 seed, as the third most likely to make the Final Four. Let's go back to the other side of the bracket and the East, where Baylor is the number 1 seed taking on Norfolk State in the first round. Matchups to watch, number 8 North Carolina versus number 9 Marquette. Number 5 St. Mary's versus Wyoming or Indiana. Number 4 UCLA versus number 13 Akron. Number 6 Texas versus number 11 Virginia Tech. This might be my favorite matchup in this region. And number 7 Murray State versus number 10 San Francisco. As for teams that I think can make it in the order that they're most likely to, number 1 I would say is actually not the number 1 seed. The number 2 seed Kentucky. I like their ceiling more than Baylor's ceiling. Number 2, I would say Baylor. They still have a solid team even after losing 2 role players. And number 3, I'll go with the 3 seed Purdue. I think Purdue is looking solid after making a Big Ten championship run even though they lost. And I think they're the third most likely team to make the Final Four. Now we go to the Midwest, where Kansas is the number 1 seed. Matchups to watch here, the number 8 seeded San Diego State versus number 9 Creighton, number 5 Iowa versus number 12 Richmond, number 4 Providence versus number 13 San Diego State. This is my favorite upset on the bracket, South Dakota State over Providence. More on that in my prediction videos. Number 6 LSU at number 11 Iowa State, number 3 Wisconsin at number 14 Colgate, Number 7 USC at number 10 Miami. Teams that I think could come out of this and get to the Final Four. Number 1, I'm actually going to go with my team here. I think they have a good first 2 rounds, and that'll give them some momentum. I'm going to go with Auburn. Number 2, I'm going to take the 1 seed Kansas. And number 3, I'm going to go with the 5 seed Iowa, who just came off winning the Big Ten. Now, as for teams that could win it all, from the West, I'm going to go with Gonzaga. From the East, I'm going to go with Kentucky. From the South, I'm going to go with Arizona. And from the Midwest, I'm going to go with Auburn. And if you like this video, please like, subscribe, and share. Bye.